Most people view wealth building as a steady, linear climb, a ladder where every rung requires the exact same amount of effort. But if you talk to any self-made multimillionaire, they'll tell you that's a lie. Building wealth isn't a ladder, it's a rocket launch. Think about a space shuttle. It burns nearly 90% of its fuel just to clear the first few miles of the atmosphere to escape the sheer weight of Earth's gravity. Once it's in orbit, it can circle the globe practically on momentum alone. In the world of money, your gravity is the journey from zero to your first $100,000. This is the phase where most people quit because the results feel invisible. You're grinding, you're skipping the $7 lattes, you're driving the 10-year-old Toyota, and yet your portfolio barely moves. But what they don't tell you is that once you hit that escape velocity, the rules of mathematics literally flip upside down. Today, I'm going to show you why the first milestone is a brutal uphill battle, but why everything after that feels like a downhill sprint. Let's get into the cold, hard numbers because the math of wealth is non-negotiable. We often talk about the S&P 500 averaging a 10% annual return over the last few decades. To understand how this works in your favor, you need the rule of 72. Divide 70 to buy your expected return. And that's how many years it takes to double your money. At 10%, your money doubles every 7.2 years. Now, imagine you're 25 years old and you scrape together your first $100,000. That first $100,000 is agonizing. It's 100% active effort. Every dollar came from your sweat, your overtime, and your sacrifices. But look what happens next. If you never add another penny to that account, in 7 years, it becomes $200,000. In another 7, it's $400,000. By the time you're 60, that $100,000 has turned into over $1.3 million without you lifting a single finger. The staggering part? To get from $600,000 to over $1.2 million took the same amount of time as it took to get from $0 to $100,000, but the dollar amount generated was 6 times larger. This is the acceleration effect. The further you go, the less you have to work, and the more your money takes over the heavy lifting. In the beginning, you are the only employee in your Wealth Inc. You're the CEO, the janitor, and the salesperson. When you have $5,000 invested, a 10% gain is $500. That's a nice weekend trip, but it's not life-changing. It doesn't feel like wealth. But when your portfolio crosses that $250,000 mark, the true tipping point, something psychological shifts. A 10% market return is now $25,000 a year. In many parts of the US, $25,000 is a solid part-time salary. You now have a third employee working for you 24/7. This employee doesn't take sick days, doesn't need health insurance, and never complains while you're sleeping. This employee is out there in the global market, compounding your net worth. When you reach $1 million, that 10% return is $100,000 a year. That is more than the median household income in America. This is the moment where your money officially earns more than you do. This is the definition of financial freedom. When your employee, your capital can cover your entire lifestyle, making your 9-to-5 job completely optional. One of the biggest reasons people fail to reach the first $100,000 or $1 million is emotional volatility. When you're starting out, a market crash feels personal. If you have $20,000 and the market drops 20%, you lost $4,000. To a beginner, that's for months of rent. It feels like a setback you can't recover from, so you panic sell. However, once you cross the tipping point, your relationship with risk transforms. You've been in the game long enough to see that a 20% drop on a $1 million portfolio, a $200,000 loss, is just a temporary blip on a long-term chart. Wealthy investors don't have better tips. They have better emotional endurance. They know that the market is a machine that transfers money from the impatient to the patient. They treat a crash as a Black Friday sale for stocks. Because their base is so large, they can afford to play the long game. They aren't investing to survive next month. They are investing to dominate the next decade. In the US, we are bombarded with get-rich-quick schemes, crypto moonshots, AI penny stocks, day trading. People chase these because the real path to $1 million is incredibly boring. The journey to the first $100,000 is 90% savings rate and 10% investment return. It's about how much you can squeeze out of your paycheck and shove into your 401k or Roth IRA. It's about boring index funds. It's about the S&P 500. Most people quit during this phase because they want excitement. They want to feel like they're beating the system, but the system isn't meant to be beaten. It's meant to be outlasted. If you look at the millionaire households in America, the vast majority didn't get there by picking the next Amazon. They got there through consistency, time, and low cost. They realize that the miracle of compounding only happens at the end of the timeline. If you keep switching your strategy every time a new trend emerges, you reset your compounding clock to zero. You're essentially killing your golden goose before it's old enough to lay an egg. There is a specific danger that hits Americans as they start to see success. It's called lifestyle inflation. As soon as your portfolio hits $50,000 or your salary bumps up to six figures, the urge to look wealthy becomes overwhelming. The Tesla, the bigger mortgage in the suburbs, the designer clothes. When you do this, you are effectively siphoning the fuel out of your rocket before it reaches orbit. Every dollar you spend on a depreciating asset today is $10 or $20. You are stealing from your future self. The goal isn't to look rich, it's to be wealthy. Wealth is the money you don't see. It's the freedom to walk away from a toxic boss. It's the ability to spend a year traveling with your family. It's the peace of mind knowing that if the economy tanks, you're untouchable. To get there, you have to be willing to live like no one else now, so you can live like no one else later. If you're watching this and you're at the beginning of your journey, maybe you have $1,000 in a Robinhood account or $10,000 in your 401k. I want you to hear this. The hardest part is happening right now. The days where you feel like you're going nowhere are the days where your roots are growing the deepest. You're building the character and the discipline required to manage the millions that are coming. The first $100,000 is a grind. The first $1 million is a marathon. But everything after that, that's just physics. Once the snowball starts rolling, it doesn't need your help anymore. It just needs you to stay out of its way. Don't quit before the miracle happens. The first million is the hardest, but the second one is inevitable if you just keep going. Stay the course, keep your head down, and I'll see you at the tipping point.